So it's the day after Christmas. I wonder how things are in your household today. If it's like ours, you may have had a mound of washing up to make your way through, but Dave and the girls have done a valiant job here, and our kitchen at least is tidy. I'm guessing that some of the families in our church community may still have remnants of wrapping paper around the rooms. And part of our debris is the innards of the crackers, and so I thought I would start with some cracker jokes just to take us back to yesterday. So here's the first one, and this is a genuine one pulled in a cracker in our household. What lies at the bottom of the sea and shivers? Give you a moment. If you can think of the answer, you can unmute yourselves and call out, because I can't see hands. What lies at the bottom of the sea and shivers? Oh, I can see blank faces. Okay, we'll give the answer. A nervous wreck. Let's have one more. What did the beaver say to the Christmas tree? Again, another genuine one from our crackers. Go on then, Dave.
I can remember this one. It's been nice knowing you.
There you go. It's been nice knowing you. So I wonder, how are your gifts standing up to the test of time a day on? We had one very memorable Christmas when we had splashed out and given one of our daughters one of the top of the range dolls that would cry and could be soothed. The art it took to get this baby doll to sleep, it was impressive. Anyway, it was only a matter of hours before this poor baby doll had been beaten up so badly that the batteries melted inside it and it had to be returned to the shop as a hazard. So I wonder if the toys that we heard about yesterday have fared any better. I wonder how the football t-shirt's doing. Is it still looking as good as new? And what about that popping toy which we were shown? Is it still popping as well today? I thought you'd like to know that it's 364 days until Christmas, just so you know for your preparations and you can get on top of them. So for now, you may be already thinking about that task of taking down the decorations, wondering how you can find storage space for new toys, maybe even having to get a refund on clothes that don't quite fit. But before long, our nativity sets will be packed away and we'll be back to something like normal. Of course, we don't know quite what normal will look like, whether there'll be further announcements to do with the pandemic, but some kind of normal will come back in play. If you're working, you'll be returning to work, maybe on Zoom. Here's a picture of our nativity set at church, because of course in our nativity scene, Jesus is still there taking center stage in the manger. And as bit by bit we edge away from Christmas, I wonder, how long will Jesus remain center stage in our lives? The Christmas season isn't yet over in the church's year, but already there are reminders that baby Jesus grew up to be a man. Today in our gospel reading, we heard about Jesus as a boy. I think he was 12 years old, a boy. And even at that young age, we read that people were amazed at his understanding. We heard that Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and the people. And in the coming weeks, we're going to find out more and more about the person that this newborn baby grew up to be. Familiar stories will come alive and we'll get to know Jesus again at a deeper level. And each of us will have the opportunity to choose day by day and moment by moment whether we want to put this Jesus at the center of our lives. Christmas Day may be over, but the story of Jesus in our lives is certainly not over. As we've been reminded over Christmas, the word Emmanuel means God with us. From our first breath until our last breath, nothing can separate us from the love of God. So today, whether it finds you in joy or grief, may you experience that love of God who's come to be with us in Jesus. The remarkable story we heard in our New Testament reading about Stephen tells us that if we follow Jesus, we will become more like him. And like Jesus and like Stephen, we can find courage and peace even as we approach death. Stephen lived his life with Jesus, centre stage, and now he was ready to spend all eternity with him. And so to return to the nativity scene and a question for us to ponder. Do we pack Jesus away with the crib scene? Or do we follow him into the rest of the story and let ourselves become more like him? And so we're going to stop the recording now. In fact, just before you do, let me explain for anyone who's watching later online, we'll be listening to a song called Jesus Be the Centre and ponder this question. So if you want to look that up on YouTube for yourself and to do the short time of thinking too, you're very welcome to do that. But for now, we'll switch off the recording.